in CD9, Representative Al Green, where he says on the well of the House, on the floor of the House, I stand for the rights of gay people. And this was during the hate legislation. We took his voice and put it on a radio commercial. Why? Because we know those people in CD9 are for traditional marriage. Help illuminate the fact that this guy that you're electing doesn't share your value. African Americans are staunch pro-life. Yet the largest abortion clinic in the world is being built right now in Houston, Texas. In Houston, Texas. Did y'all know that?
Where?
On I-45, the old Sterling Bank building, right down the street from University of Houston and TSU, in Sheila Jackson Lee's district. 78,000 square feet. Planned Parenthood. They're calling it their new flagship. Al Green took $5,000 in his initial campaign from Planned Parenthood. Sheila Jackson Lee's taking money. The vast majority of the CBC are endorsed and taking money from Planned Parenthood. Barack Hussein, I almost said insane, Obama is the first presidential candidate ever endorsed by Planned Parenthood. We have a radio commercial with Obama's voice. We give the statistics on abortion. 1,800 black children are aborted every day in this country. 17 million since Roe v. Wade. 50% of all black conceptions in an abortion. 20 every day. 20 every day in Houston. 20 every day. 7,000 in Houston last year alone. See, these elected officials are supposed to be sworn to protect our children. They are the facilitators of their genocide. And when you get this information to the voters of color and they become aware of it, they are incensed and infuriated. But you gotta have the guts to get the message to them. You have to be sagacious, wise enough to say it's worth sowing seeds, spending money, spending sweat equity in these communities to persuade them to vote their values. You understand what I'm saying? You got to make the effort. So that's why I charge leadership, Republican leadership, with dereliction of duty. You're going to sit there and try to make some sort of financial equation whether or not it's worthy enough to go in there. Are you stupid? You've neglected. Here's something for you, and we'll talk about this during the boot camp. Do you realize that 70% of our population in Texas, 70, is now in urban, suburban, metropolitan areas? And the GOP consistently is reticent to pouring finances into the inner city and suburban areas to try to win votes. And that's where we're losing ground. It has finally jumped up and bitten us in the unmentionables. You got to start pouring finances into the inner city, the urban areas. And the funny thing is, liberals have had control of the inner city for 50 years. And every condition is worse. I mean, we're licking our chops for Maryland's race, man. I mean, it's like, this dude's been there since 2002. And the conditions have gotten worse. She's out there block walking, talking to people, and they said, hey, have things been better for you since 2002? No. Then why do you keep voting for this nincompoop? Give another ideology a chance. And we're licking our chops. Oh, we're gonna decapitate this dude, right? It's gonna be a beautiful thing. I'm telling you. All right. So, I mean, any other questions? I mean, that's the issue about you have to show the disconnect, illuminate the disconnect between their liberal elected officials, that they're not representing their values, that their ideology and the votes that they're taking are making it even harder for them to attain the American dream. If you're able to illuminate that through messaging, then you're able to persuade them to vote their values. Yes.
We'll do one more. Okay, one more question. Well, on the taxation issue, how could you persuade them that low taxes would be better overall if they feel that the public schools are underfunded and not effective enough?
Yeah, well, first of all, you have to understand that all the data is showing that close to 3/4 of African American voters want to see the end of the income tax. So that's a misnomer. That's the first thing. They are completely dissatisfied with the schooling. They want parental choice in education. I give you the case of D.C. when Barack Obama and those guys took away school choice in D.C. and they were furious about it. We simply have to make the effort to make these things you know, bring it to their attention. They're already, if we were able to make an issue out of ending property tax, they'd love it. They would love it. You just have to go out there and instead of ignoring them, explain it to them. Because it's very real. You're going to have to explain to the mother that has 3 kids trying to feed them Fruit Loops for dinner, how does your low taxes help me feed my kids? How does your welfare reform help me? You're going to have to be able to explain it to them. And that's what we have to do. You have to offer solutions, not just values and pablum. What are your conservative solutions for their very legitimate problems? They're legit. They're not whining. Right? And you got to come up with conservative solutions. What I've told Maryland or any other candidate, don't go to the constituency telling them what you think, telling them what your issues are. Poll them, find out what their issues are. Then you know what's important and how to build a platform and bring conservative solutions to their issues. Now they can relate to you. Hey, thank you guys.